Hurricane Harvey did a lot of damage in Texas along the Gulf Coast. That sort of destruction doesn't seem like it might affect Basin Electric's operations until you remember products made at the Great Plains Synfuels Plant travel by rail to Texas. Vesey, manager of transportation and analytics, talks about whether any of Dakota Gas's rail cars were damaged during the storm.
So when Hurricane Harvey started to be a fairly certain scenario, we started to talk to the railroads about what the mitigation plan was going to be. We do ship a fair amount of tar oil into the Houston area, particularly tar oil, and so I wanted to talk to the BNSF and the other railroads about what their plan was to get the damage assessed and repaired on the tracks as quickly as possible. They all had very good plans. Given that the majority of our product does ship on the BN, that was my main focus, and they assured me that they had unit trains of ballast positioned north of Houston, ready to go in and repair track with once the damage was assessed in a safe way and was in a position to be repaired.
So what is the definition of a rail car being damaged by a hurricane?
So the biggest concern in relationship to the hurricane would be a rail car being submerged in water. And the definition of submersion is any portion of the rail car under or in water. So the biggest concern was the wheels or the wheel sets. And there are a couple other areas of concern, but that's the biggest one. And then the main area there are the air brakes, in that if the air brakes were damaged in any way due to water, they would stop working correctly, and therefore they would either remain in a brake position despite the rail car moving down the track, or they would not operate when they were supposed to.
So at this point, are we aware that any of our rail cars were damaged?
At this point, the assessment is ongoing, but we are fairly certain that we don't have any cars that have been damaged due to the hurricane. We were very lucky in that particularly one of the short lines that we work with, the PTRA, positioned our cars to be at a high spot. So although there was water around them, they were not submerged, and we feel very, very, very lucky due to that. And also, and we thank them for all of their preparation in advance of this hurricane. Also, we do have ongoing inspections happening. The BNSF particularly is inspecting each car that was in the Houston area at the time of the hurricane. Those inspections are happening at a variety of places between Texas and North Dakota.
You might also remember the Alum Cycle project Basin Electric is monitoring closely in Texas. That project is a pilot project testing technology to generate electricity using coal, but with near zero emissions. Gene Schaefer, senior legislative representative, says staff has checked and that project site was not affected by the storm. We'll have more later on electric cooperatives heading to Texas and Florida to help with repairs.